USA, golf and travel, going where you wanna go, learning things, meeting people along the way you'll want to know.
This is USA Golf and Travel with Mark Stewart and Rebecca Blackwell, your hosts for the show.
Wow, what a great show this week. I'm Mark Stewart with USA Golf and Travel.
And I'm Rebecca Blackwell, and this is USA Golf and Travel in Scotland. We begin USA Golf and Travel now in Edinburgh, everybody's favorite city.
Let's tee it up with USA Golf and Travel.
We stayed at the Balmoral Hotel, which you'll be seeing here at the top of Princess Street. It has the famous clock that's the Big Ben of Scotland. Today we're flying with Iceland Air to Scotland, home of golf, to begin our golf tour to the Highlands. We arrive in Edinburgh, one of Europe's prettiest cities, historically preserving its striking Edinburgh Castle and its old town center. One of its grandest buildings is the Balmoral Hotel, a landmark in Europe and an icon of Edinburgh, which enjoys being known as the third best hotel in Europe, with one of the most recognized clock towers in the world.
Hello and welcome to the Balmoral Hotel in Edinburgh. My name is Joseph. I'm your chief concierge here. Our main priority is obviously assisting and helping guests. Many requests that we get, but Scotland being the home of golf, one of our main requests is golf.
The new Balmoral is sparkling from its recently completed £7 million refurbishment. The suites feel spacious with high ceilings. As you can see, Mark is quite at home with its contemporary chic furniture, blending with individual antique pieces. The blankets on the end of every bed were exclusively designed for the Balmoral. And our nightly turn-down service and fresh water is just part of our 5-star service. The bathrooms are extra large and feature molten brown luxury bath treatments. Now just one more look at the Edinburgh Castle by night. Now at the Balmoral's Palm Court, we discover a sampling of one of the reasons they're winning awards for culinary. It's chocolate night, with everything chocolate for a complete indulgence in chocolate. Signature cake, tarts, muffins, liqueur candies, mousse, and fun-loving strawberries and tuxedos. And now we visit #1 restaurant, winner of the Scottish Hotel Restaurant of the Year award, with its executive chef, Jeff Bland.
Hi, here we are at the Balmoral Hotel. We're in #1 restaurant. We were fortunate enough to get a Michelin star a few years ago, and mainly because, as you probably know, the products in Scotland are fabulous. We have the best salmon, scallops, venison, beef, lots of lovely things, even raspberries. We're actually one of the founder members of the Beef Club here in Britain, which Princess Anne is the patron of. So that's quite nice too. And all the meat we use here is Scottish. When you come, there's only one place to come to in Edinburgh, and that's the Balmoral Hotel and #1 Princess Street. And you can't miss it, can you? We've got a massive big clock there. So wherever you come from in the world, you just look for the clock. We're right underneath it. You can't miss us.
The year was 1953. The place was Carnoustie, Scotland. The man, Ben Hogan. The wee Iceman, they call him. And here is where he made golfing history.
Carnoustie Golf Links, a championship course reconstructed by James Braid. And some say it sets the standard by which all others can be judged. But one thing is for certain, when you stay at Carnoustie Hotel Golf Resort and Spa, you are literally right on the 18th green and immediately adjacent to the first tee, with guaranteed daily tee times on this famous course. The Carnoustie Hotel is a great golfing hotel. From the minute you arrive, you walk into a colorful lobby with Scottish tartans, and you know immediately that 6 Open Championships have been fought and won right here. Ben Hogan, a legendary golfer who is honored at Carnoustie for his greatness. This is a luxury suite that offers small groups their own private area. It's a tribute to the great Hogan with photos to commemorate his play at Carnoustie. The chef will prepare private dinners for you in the Ben Hogan suite, a great way to get together for more informal but totally private meetings. This suite has bath and bedrooms, all the facilities you'd expect in a world-class hotel. The Carnoustie Golf Resort and Spa lives up to its name with a full fitness center, sauna, steam room, and large indoor pool. One of the most popular spots after a fabulous game of golf on Carnoustie Links is Calder's Bar, a great place to unwind before dinner. Speaking of dinner, Dalhousie Restaurant is not just a clubhouse cafe. It has award-winning cuisine in a dining room enveloped by a spectacular view of the course. By executive chef Paul Whitecross, who you'll meet in a minute. Mark and I were treated to a special taster menu created by the chef, giving us a sampling of Scotland's best.
At the moment we're standing in Dalhousie Restaurant at the Carnoustie Golf Course Hotel. Here this evening I've produced a menu for you using all Scotland's larder, various produce from shellfish to game to beef. We're finishing with a boiled egg and soldiers as well, which I mentioned earlier, which is a light mousse inside an egg, followed by the nice dessert that we explained earlier, which is a baked chocolate fondant with an espresso ice cream cappuccino. In Scotland, the cooking now is very worldwide known. It's improving. We've got a very, very good standard. All our produce now we tend to keep in Scotland instead of sending it all south of the border. We've got a very versatile team here. Try and push everybody into different competitions. I myself have entered a few. Did the Roux Brothers Chef of the Year and National Chef of the Year. Kikkoman Soy Sauce Chef of the Year, which is sponsored by the Japanese, which is a very big event in this country now. Also been invited to cook in other countries like Italy, where I cooked for Pavarotti, and in Modena, 250 other guests at the time. And we're always welcome to any offers we get anywhere.
As they say, bon appetit.
You know, when I think of Scotland, I think of 4 things. Actually, 5 things. I think of golf, castles, whiskey, woolens, and those biscuits that are known around the world now.
Nestled in the charming Scottish Highlands village of Aberlour, alongside the River Spey, is Walker's Shortbread Limited, known for its production of the world's finest shortbread for over 100 years. It all started back in 1898, when Joseph Walker, 21 years old at that time, started the company, determined to perfect his shortbread recipe. You see him standing in front of his shop with the horse and cart that he purchased, allowing him to deliver to the entire area of Speyside. From these seemingly humble beginnings, the company has flourished through the years and has grown into an international exporter, reaching 65 countries today. And all the while based on maintaining Joseph's original traditional pure butter shortbread recipe, still sent out with his original guarantee that the product is made with the finest natural ingredients, no additives or artificial coloring or flavoring. Joseph Walker created a pure butter shortbread recipe that is no less than perfection. Joseph's sons, James and Joseph Jr., carried on through the 30s. In 1961, the current owners, James, Marjorie, and Joseph, grandchildren of the original Joseph Walker and third-generation family members, joined the business and developed Walker's Shortbread Limited into its current status. And as the need arose, Walker's moved into a newly custom-built factory to meet the world's demands and further introduce and produce new specialty items, such as chocolate chip shortbread and delicious shortbread coated with real milk chocolate, to name a few. Walker's shortbread and oat cakes are a favorite of the royal family, as you can see here in this picture of Prince Andrew. While we were still at the Walker's showroom in their factory, we met Alan Campbell for a tour, pointing out all the close supervision each and every biscuit and shortbread item goes through, just reaching the final boxes for shipping. He also told us more about the unmistakable classic traditional image that we have all come to know as one of the most recognizable gifts you can bring home from the Highlands of Scotland.
Around the time that James Braid was in this area developing and designing some of the wonderful golf courses, there is every chance that he perhaps visited the Walker's Bakery at some point and sampled some of our unique and original products, perhaps shortbread fingers or indeed some cakes. Buying a traditional Walker's product, one is buying into a little bit of the traditions of Scotland. All our packaging has 3 basic fundamentals. One being the traditional red tartan, which features in the Speyside area. Two, on many of our items we have traditional Scottish paintings. And if one looks at the back of our packaging, there is a little storyboard which can give you the background, the artist, and all the information pertinent to the painting. And third, the traditional, most romantic image of Scotland, Flora MacDonald's Farewell to Bonnie Prince Charlie. Over the years, Walkers has been fortunate to win many prestigious awards. One of the most prestigious was recently awarded by Her Majesty the Queen, and this is the royal warrant we received. Walkers has been fortunate to be in this fantastic area of Scotland, renowned for good quality products, whether it be shortbread or whisky.
To top off our perfect visit with Walkers, Alan Campbell invited us to tea and a sampling of this true classic Scottish shortbread. One sure way we can guarantee that you'll enjoy seeing Scotland in style, in luxury, and in comfort is with Perry Golf. Take a look here.
Hi, welcome to the Glen Eagles Hotel. My name is Colin Dalgleish, one of the founders of Perry Golf, luxury golf tour operator to the British Isles. Here we are sitting in one of our VIP golf coaches, the flagship of the Perry Golf fleet. We now have 10 of these vehicles, all with concierge driver. We took a Mercedes chassis, which would normally accommodate up to 20 passengers, and put in 8 leather armchairs to give a very opulent interior, ideal for 8 golfers coming to play golf in Scotland or Ireland. We have rich carpeting, rich wood interior, high quality audio-visual system allowing clients to bring their own CDs with them, panoramic windows allowing them to view the passing countryside. Their concierge driver is fully mic'd up to allow him to point out any places of interest that they pass. The golf courses that our clients like to play in Scotland would of course include the celebrated Old Course of St Andrews, Carnoustie, Royal Dornoch, and the Ailsa Course of Turnberry, along with the hidden gems such as Brora and Boat of Garton, in addition to some of the new championship golf courses, Kings Barnes and the Torrance and Devlin Course of St Andrews Bay. There are of course many ways to arrange a golf vacation to the British Isles. However, Perry Golf provides the professional and seamless way to visit them in style. One of the reasons for coming to Perry Golf is that we provide excellent access to the golf courses of Scotland. There are different rules and regulations at the clubs. Some are very private clubs, although they do still take a limited number of visitors. Some are effectively public golf courses, other are resort facilities. Our clients come to Scotland clearly first and foremost for the golf, but they go home always raving about the experience of Scotland. They love the accommodations, the dining is just wonderful. We have some of the best chefs in the world here in Scotland. People love the scenery, the spectacular scenery of Scotland, which often is a surprise to them. They love the warmth of the people, they love the whole culture, and they have their concierge driver with them throughout their trip. The number of times that clients go back to the United States and tell us that it's the driver, their concierge driver, who has absolutely made the trip for them. We do have excellent access to the golf courses. We hold particularly good many, if not most, of the visiting golfers to Scotland, and we do enjoy very good relationships with all of the clubs, having been bringing clients to the golf courses for 20 years. Sightseeing is also an important part of most golf trips. Many clients enjoy visiting Dunrobin Castle, Edinburgh Castle, also visits to distilleries such as Glenfiddich Distillery. Perry Golf will make sure you have a great golf experience in Scotland, but before you travel, here's a few tips. Bring a light golf bag, you will get on much better with your caddy. Practice your bump and run shot, you'll need it. Bring all of your golf clubs because you'll need them. You might also want to bring a light rain suit for the occasional rain shower. And finally, make sure you leave plenty of room in your suitcase for these golf souvenir logoed purchases. While we're based in Atlanta, because of our roots, Scotland will always be the spiritual home of Perry Golf. But we're pleased to offer the same service to Ireland, Wales, England, along with France, Spain and Portugal. So for your next golf trip to Scotland, or any of our destinations, call Perry Golf, the spirit of golf.
We were just finishing our conversation with Colin Dalgleish when we looked up and saw another VIP coach from Perry Golf pulling in right in front of Glen Eagles. Well, this was our opportunity to go over and find out how the trip went. And they were happy to tell us it was great.
I'm from New Jersey, and I'm from Canada, Winnipeg. We had a great time. We've been here for 5 days. This is our last stay at the Glen Eagles.
What's it like when you travel with Perry Golf?
Well, everything's taken care of. You're looked after, so you can enjoy your time, you can enjoy your meals and your friends.
Golf was great. The weather was a bit chilly, but everything was taken care of very well.
Parking at St. Andrews is difficult, so here you don't have to worry about anything.
Travel in style with Perry Golf. Two great golf courses that are up in the Aberdeen area, the Royal Aberdeen Golf Course and the Cruden Bay. And the place to stay is the Marcliffe, and I know you're going to really enjoy it. It's one of the luxury 5-star country estates. There's the Marcliffe at Pitfodles, an enchanting, charming hotel set in a fairy book scene, surrounded by perfectly manicured country estate grounds. And as soon as you enter this 5-star Scottish tour sport hotel, a member of the small luxury hotels of the world, you will sink into a cozy, homey living room lobby with daily papers inviting you to sit a while. There are plenty of tartan and plaid chairs to relax in, and on the grand piano you will see a photo of Stuart Spence, proprietor, greeting royalty and many dignitaries who have stayed here. You will enjoy his many collections on display. And now up the staircase past the Mounted Stag, through hallways worth photographing, sunlit with floor-to-ceiling designer drapes, to our already turned-down bed. In the morning, the chef is busy preparing your full English breakfast to be served in the conservatory, one of the most cheery, dreamy rooms I have ever stepped into, with a view to the romantic garden patio just steps away. It's worth a trip to Aberdeen just to stay at the Marcliffe at Pitfodles. Now we're taking a look at reason number 2 to make your way to Aberdeen. It's the Royal Aberdeen Golf Club, 6th oldest course in the world, receiving its royal title officially in 1903. Right from tee number 1 on the Balgownie Links, you shoot straight to the North Sea. And as you work your way through the first 9 holes, you know you're on one of the world's most natural links courses, facing its share of bunkers and sand dunes. Established in 1780, you have to feel awe. As you know, this is what the game of golf in Scotland is all about.
You know, we've seen some great golf courses here in Scotland, and they've been little gems, but we have one more to show you. I think you'll like this one.
Welcome to Cruden Bay Golf Course. It's a par 70 Scottish links course on the northeast coast. And the golf course was built by the Great North Eastern Railway Company. They had a hotel here, and it was the patrons of the hotel used the golf course for their enjoyment. In the backdrop of the course we have the Slains Castle. It's the castle that inspired Bram Stoker to write Dracula. The members here are very proud of our course. We bought the course for £1,250 from the railway company, and as you can see, the scenery is what makes the course, you know, well known around the world.
Just outside of Peebles and a short drive from Edinburgh is a beautiful country house that we want you to know about. It's Carnoustie. They have Derek Woods as their head chef, and I can guarantee you a gourmet meal. You'll want to visit this country house. Take a look. The Carnoustie Country House Estate. This is just what you would picture a country home in Scotland to be. Acres of green hillside, flower gardens in bloom, a summer vegetable garden for the chef, a rich dark wood staircase leading to all the floors, burning fireside for evening chats and cocktails, comfy sofas overlooking the entire estate, and a welcoming door that leads you to your luxuriously decorated room with a mix of antiques and modern, and fireplace. Just beautiful. The bath is spotless, detailed in quality fixtures. You'll love the view in the sitting room with tall, high-back wing chairs. And then there's the dining room, exquisite, with its own warm, glowing fireplace and a focal point to look up to, a special hand-painted ceiling. And the food should have its own Michelin star. It's gourmet. after dinner, relax in the library. Even its conservatory is like a fresh summer day, wrapping you up in the countryside beauty. Mark and I thank the Carnoustie House for a most heavenly stay. Well, you've had some tips on what you should do when you come golfing in Scotland, but I'm going to give you a tip right now, and that is bring a little extra money for some of those Peter Scott cashmeres. Peter Scott, the world's most recognized brand name for quality cashmere sweaters. Here is its headquarters in Scotland 100 years ago, and here it is in the same location today. Here's a sweater from the 40s, and here is one from today. The traditional way of making the world's best sweaters is at the Peter Scott factory in Scotland, an international family-held business.
126 years later, we're still going strong, providing quality knitwear, cashmere and other luxury yarns to the golf market throughout the world. Peter Scott founded his company here in Hawick in 1878, and in fact Hawick, now world-renowned as the home of cashmere, fits hand in hand with the home of golf. The cashmere fibre itself comes from the mountainous regions of Tibet and China, where it's hand-combed from the cashmere goats and then graded so that only the finest, longest and softest of fibres is transported to the spinner here in Scotland.
Each and every sweater takes up to 30 hands in a labor-intensive process. Let's join Russell for a factory tour.
Okay, here we have the first process in the production of our knitwear, where we store all the yarn. All the yarn's kept in here through all our yarn qualities: pure cashmere, pure lamb's wool, the wool blends from Angora blends for the softness, and wool and cashmere blends for that luxury element. And in fact, Rebecca, we have pure cashmere right here, if you'd like to feel what that's like in its raw state. Okay, this is our computerized knitting system, and what we have to do here is program the machines electronically in order to tell them all the different functions and the different stitches that we want to create. So this is the new technology coming into the industry now, and it's all very highly technical.
You really have to know how to do the next step.
Any mistakes at this stage are rather critical. So each shape is cut out by hand, whether it's a cardigan, a V-neck as in this case, or indeed round necks, whatever. Everyone, again, done by hand, and it's part of the quality process once more.
She does have some markings to help her, but everyone knows exactly what and how to do what they're doing. And again, speed is an important part of the process. Just look at all the intense work and attention that goes into each and every sweater. I'll certainly appreciate my Peter Scott sweater more after this tour.
So here we're applying the collar, and you can see that each one of these tiny needles on the machine, we have to by hand put each stitch onto one of these needles, and then the machine does the rest for us.
We noticed that Peter Scott employees take such pride in the work that they do, and they're happy. They stay here for most of their work lives.
Once we're satisfied with the garment itself in terms of quality and finish, it then gets the final seal of approval with the Peter Scott label. Part of the service that we're able to offer is the embroidery, and many of these famous logos we apply right here in our own embroidery department.
And the end result is many high-quality cashmere sweaters going out to the golf community worldwide. I think Peter Scott would be very proud of this legacy. Join us now at the Cameron House, a luxury country estate with a picture-perfect view of Loch Lomond. From the days of Tobias Smollett in the 18th century to the more recent days of Patrick Telfer Smollett, the family of Smollett has served their country in the British forces, all the while maintaining ownership of the Cameron House, which you see here. 2 centuries of service. And now today the Cameron House is a hotel and an ownership lodge. It's surrounded by a parkland setting that has matured through hundreds of years and is beautifully set on the banks of Loch Lomond. You could say that the estate strip of land jutting into Loch Lomond resembles a nose on a face. Hence the early Celtic words for that were Cam Sron, which through the years has become Camron. No Cameron family ever actually lived here. You are in an ideal location to explore the south and west sides of Loch Lomond. And golfers, you'll be happy to see that it has its own 9-hole course called the Demon, just a few steps away from your room. Upon arrival at the Cameron House, you'll be warmly greeted while you check in. You'll soon discover a very large Victorian lounge area with full bar service and a window with a view. The name of the main dining room is, well, you guessed it, Smollett's. It's really quite big, open and sunny, and the skylight in the center of the room looks up to its castle roof. You can sit in padded booths around the room. Here are several entrees that show you the talent of the chef in his presentation and selection. You have choices for dining. This is the Georgian room, much more elegant, and reservations are recommended. But be sure to ask for a window seat. Your view is Loch Lomond. The interior designer went to work matching the valances, bedspreads, and decorative tablecloth. Lots of pillows. And the bath is marble finished with luxury bath products. A desk to finish off my notes in a huge living room area with fireplace. And a wee spot of scotch to end a perfect day. It seems as if you could never run out of things to see. We found the library, complete with all the family portraits. And then there's the jacuzzi that looked particularly good at night with its lighting right beside the pool. The Cameron House is a 5-star Scottish property on Loch Lomond, a part of Scotland that you don't want to miss. And it's one of the De Vere hotels, dedicated to giving the world luxury golf resorts. On this show, you've just seen the Cameron House Country Estate, but now we're going to show you the groundbreaking news about their new Doug Carrick Championship Golf Course in Loch Lomond. Here is Stuart Smith.
We're having a golf course designed by a very famous Canadian architect, Doug Carrick, who's done some fantastic golf courses in Toronto area particularly. Some of the people in the States may be familiar with Angus Glen, which hosted the Canadian Open, and Magna, and a new one, Eagle's Nest, that's just opening. It looks fantastic as well. So Doug's done some very, very good work, particularly on lakeside sites like this one. So he's designed us a fantastic golf course with 15 holes with loch views, the loch that you can see behind me. We obviously are developing a golf course here which is going to be quite unique in that it's very much a heathland type golf course, very natural Scottish golf course, and the Highland fault line runs through the middle of the golf course, so you're actually going to have half the course in the lowlands, half the course in the highlands. It's got lovely views from up the top part of the golf course particularly, but even the lower part as well. Doug's done a very good job of retaining those views. We should have 9 holes completed by the end of this year, seeded out, and playable of a sort next year, but it'll really be spring 2006 before the golf course opens for full play. If you'd like any more information on that, by all means please click on www.carrick.com.
We want to thank Stuart Smith. The Carrick promises to be one of the most exciting new golf courses in Scotland. Make your plans early.
Anyone that comes to Scotland will surely enjoy all the things that they have to offer.